And you're back on the Tortious and Hare experience. We have a jam-packed show, tons of guests to get acquainted with. As always, now, correct me if I'm wrong, but you guys have not been in the experience before, correct?
Never.
No, we haven't.
Okay, perfect. This is going to be fun. So we always like to start off with an experience, and Max always likes to share first to lead us into the way. So go ahead, Max. What experience are we going to share today?
I'm just usually forced into this situation, but I will share my experience. So this past weekend, I was doing two events. One was for St. Jude's, which I'm a big supporter of. We raised $30,000 for the St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital, and it was called The Hotness of Halloween, held at Madame Tussauds Wax Museum, which was super cool. You know, there's like a lot of people there. There was like, wax. Who knew? Wax figures. And, people all dressed up. And there was a theme that was supposed to be Halloween, like cowboy. So everybody's supposed to come as a cowboy or, in that kind of a theme. I took it upon myself to dress as a saloon girl that has been murdered and shot 100 times and have bullet holes and blood gushing out of my face. So, because that's the extreme that I have to go to. And, SAG we're on strike. So SAG sent out a post that we were not to dress in anything that had to do with some of the films that are, out now that we're not allowed to promote. So, I can't name the names, but there's very popular movies out where a lot of the girls right now are dressing in these outfits, and a ton of these girls showed up in these outfits, and they weren't supposed to. So that was the first off-putting thing of the night. And then when I was leaving the event, which was about a 4 or 5 hour event, I walked downstairs with all my people, and there were autograph hounds out on Hollywood Boulevard waiting for me. And which I totally don't mind. I love the fans, as both of you know, and you love, and Turtle, you're fans as well. But they came up and they're like, Max, can you sign this? And I'm happy to do that. But they had a stack of pictures, like each one of them had a stack of pictures. So it was $500 a piece. And I'm like, guys, I'm going to be tomorrow at this other place signing, where I sell, the photos and pictures and everything. And, please come out there. And they're like, oh, great. Yeah. And in the meantime, here's more for you to sign.
But in that instance, like you just have to say, I'm only signing one. You don't have to sign them all.
Yeah, that's it. You got to there's a boundary. That's like abuse in that case. It's like, well, you're going to give me credit for that?
Of Keanu Reeves, and he's like getting mad, and he's slamming or scribbling on somebody's poster, and then like, and you can't blame them, because sometimes these people, again, you want to please people, but then they're selling them. They're using.
Yes, they are.
Right.
No, those guys are paparazzi. That's the difference.
Yeah.
They're not in a way.
But can you imagine someone walking up to Max
unless they're giving him to 500 kids in St. Jude's Hospital,
right.
Then it's worthy.
Yeah, that's not what they were doing. They were on the boulevard, like, right. And they had waited all night, and it was like there was a lot of celebrities there. Why was I the only one who had the autograph hounds?
Well, come on. You're gorgeous. That's why.
There you go.
Stop it. Thank you. But now I want my $500.
Yeah.
But what you guys could do is go ahead and donate to St. Jude $500.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Or you could donate to the Tortoise and the Hare experience on Enter the Shell. There's a donate button. See it in your left-hand corner up there. Please feel free to donate at any time because Turtle and I, we do this out of the love, the givingness of our hearts for all of you to enjoy our amazing guests.
Speak for yourself, Max. I do this to meet cool people.
That's awesome. Well, thank you for having us. This is amazing.
Yeah, truly, we're grateful and we're honored.
Yeah. I'll go ahead
and a backdrop like he does.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
This backdrop only costed me like $500,000. So I bought a home and this came with it. So I was like, I like that backdrop. I'm like, that's my studio backdrop.
There you go.
So yeah,
this one found in an alley. I'm kidding. I think I inherited it from a girlfriend that moved out at some point.
That's cool. I've been looking for something like that actually to kind of break up my studio because it's a kind of an open space studio. And so I've been kind of
the room.
Yeah, definitely. Let's go into my experience, unless you guys want to feel frisky and feeling like sharing one. No? Okay. You know what? Getting older is weird, and only because your fashion tends to change. And this week, I got invited to a wedding of one of my dearest friends. It's weird how sometimes you and a friend will meet, have great experiences, and then he joined the Army, he left, and then when you join the military, you just kind of fall off the face of the earth for a good reason. And then he came back, and it was like 4 years later. I'm in Pasadena. I'm watching. It was The Cure and the Deftones and the Pixies playing at Seco Arroyo out there, and I run into him. And ever since that concert, we palled up again, and now he's getting married. He invited me to his wedding, and so I'm looking at my closet, right, and I'm just like, what can I wear? But there's still the kid in me in fashion, and I think that's a good thing because you got to have kind of that innocence with you. And so I saw my tuxedo T-shirt, which I break out every now and then, and I need. What was that?
Is it orange?
No. It's black. It's black and white. It's a tuxedo T-shirt. And I'm like, I think I could get away with wearing this. It's fun, it's fashionable, it's playful, and I mean, Max, you've been married like 1,000 times, right? So if you were to see anybody in a tuxedo T-shirt at your wedding,
thank you very much.
But if you were to see somebody at a tuxedo like me at a tuxedo, would you be mad? Because I mean, I get it. It's a wedding. It's the bride's day, the groom's day. But when you invite a guest, you kind of know what you're getting into, right?
I mean, did you wear a jacket over said tuxedo?
I'm thinking about it. Yes, I mean it's this weekend, so I've been looking at jackets. I have a purple jacket that I want to wear.
But doesn't it already look like a tuxedo? Doesn't it already look like you're wearing a jacket?
It does, but the jacket would just kind of like.
I got you. Listen, you need to find yourself a cool hat and bring a cane, and just wear the T-shirt. So
I got a cane you can borrow.
Not only are you decked out, but you're comfortable. You're wearing a T-shirt.
I have been having feet problems, so the cane would actually just be more.
Oh yeah, sure. My grandfather's cane.
Oh man, that's awesome.
It's got an elephant too.
Yeah, but you guys are very stylish guys. Do you still have that innocence in you in your fashion?
Oh man, I just wear whatever I think looks fun. I like colors though, so I do. Johnny gets a little. He's like, we're not going to wear that. I ordered some gold and silver pants from China online. Beautiful, tight fitting, like show your ass really nicely and all that. And he's like, no. So I'll wear them.
I know, and he definitely has the kid in him. I don't know. I used to create clothes and just go all out and just be so, rebellious. And then it just, I don't know. It got like, I do like colors definitely now. Like just like, this orange hat, you can't get me out of it, even in bed.
So, Alex or Johnny, which one of you guys want to go next and share an experience?
Go ahead, Alex.
Oh, an experience. Well, let's see.
Can we get dirt?
Of course. But the more dirtier, the better, guys.
Today was a beautiful day, man. I woke up to my wife's hand on my junk, giving it a nice stroke. But that's the way a marriage should be, right? You guys got to love each other.
Then he woke up from this dream he was having.
Right? Oh, yeah. Then I woke up. No, actually, experience. Well, let's see. I mean, God, man, I feel like every single moment is an experience from day to day and from moment to moment. It could be, I think in reality, I know y'all want to hear a story, but I'm going to preach to you for a second. The truth is, this present moment is the gift we're all given because this is all we have. The past is gone and the future is unknown. So I feel like every moment is awesome unless I'm taking a shit and it's taking too long. That's not a good time. But I'll say actually got to spend time with my whole family. They all came out about a month. When was that? August 4th. And it was awesome, man. Just hanging with the family. But I do remember my daughters. I got 6 kids, just so you know now. But they were like freaked out about dresses and what to wear, this, that, and the other. So I will say, if you're looking for a suit, go downtown LA because that's where we got all their dresses. It still wasn't cheap, but it's a lot cheaper than going to, let's say, the Men's Warehouse. Anyway, the freak out, like, if they look good or not. I mean, I remember being 14, but damn, man, I didn't remember being that stressed out about looking too fat or, and the thing about that is I know girls are under a lot more pressure as you can attest to the pressure of society that is put upon women to really where you're both reared and objectified, you know what I mean? And it's the reverence of just humanity put upon women. Y'all got to bleed every month. My God, if I had to have red moments every month, I'd freak the fuck out, truthfully. But anyway, that was the experience that I had. I mean, I don't know if you guys can attest to that. Did you have a crazy childhood as you grew up as a young lady?
I had a very crazy childhood. First off, I've been an actor since I'm 7. So
me too, since I was 8.
Yeah. So it's, I'm expected to look a certain way all the time for the rest of my life, never age, never, go outside of the box ever. And, because of the amount of work that I've done and the different types of things that I've done, from film to TV to modeling to music, I have different categories of fans and agents and, people who watch my weight.
Right.
And actually at a point in my life when I was working for Playboy, they would put me on a scale naked in a room with like 50 people there and measure me and, and berate you for your weight. And, I'm almost 5'8", and
I guess that's the show business part of it, and when I started thinning my hair and going bald, oh my gosh, I got like all kinds of questions like, why did you cut your hair? Like, I didn't fucking cut my hair, man. I shaved my head because I'm going bald and I don't want to look like a bald ass. if I grow it out now, I'll look like Krusty the Clown.
Could be a good one.
Hey, I might just do that.
And what about you, Johnny? What experience would you like?
I'm not
to,
bald. Okay. I mean, I have hair.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all there, but my experience. Okay, so, I was in a band with my brother. That's what brought me out to California. I have a twin brother, identical. Max, you've met Justin, right? And he was my partner in crime. I mean, we did a lot together, but we were definitely, any friends that were around us were like, dude, don't let them get in a fight with each other. You know what I mean? Like, cause
that's still to this day.
But we love each other, and our relationship is really great now. But, we had a loss. We were 14. Our father, who raised us from a year and a half old, we called him our dad. Wasn't our biological father, but he passed away. And, it was pretty crazy at the time when I think about, him moving on, and never seeing him again. Right. But it affects me more now as my brain has developed in such a different way. And, but my brother and I moved to California, and we, obviously we continued music, and, man, I had, I was never really not like super heavy into the songwriting and expressing myself. And my brother was more like, he found that niche really fast. And, I remember wanting to be involved, but I was more on the producing side of the music. But I had these reoccurring dreams, and it's helped me. And then meeting Alex and us writing together and just really has helped me express and bring out my suitcase full of stuff. But I had this reoccurring dream, and this is my experience, where my dad, and what's weird is he didn't live in the house that I had the dream in. And I had the dream multiple times. So again, that's what the crazy part of it is the same dream that happened multiple times. But I went down into the basement. I heard him or I heard a noise or something, and I opened up the dryer, and he's like in the dryer, like crunched up, with his knees crunched up. And he's like, hey, shh, everything's going to be all right. Just don't tell anybody I'm down here. And it was like our little secret that he was in the dryer. Now I have studied that. I've told Alex about it. I've thought about that dream that just kept happening multiple times. Like, why did I have that dream? Was it, was he reaching out to me? And it's really helped me believe in later in life, the afterlife. And Alex and I write about this stuff. Multiple, songs we have touch on these moments. And I've never had it again. And one of our favorite songs, which, we didn't send you, but it's on the album that I gave Max. It's called Hey, It's Me. That really, that song is completely about that moment of this, afterlife, like someone who just I shouldn't say never believed, but didn't even think about that. And then this person reaching out, convincing you that this afterlife completely exists. Now, all of these other entities are coming out, and you're just trying to get to that one that now you believe in it, and you're like knocking down walls, and you're just getting bombarded by all these other entities that, aren't the person you want to talk to or get to.
But they do teach you, whether you like it or not.
Made you believe. I mean, it made me.
Yeah.
So that was my experience. I think it's opened up so many doors for me, especially in expressing my feelings. Alex knows I usually tell people how it is. Is that always a thing? I don't know. But
no, it's great, man. People know where they stand with you. That's the best policy, man. Always.
Yeah. I mean, that was my experience of my father reaching out. I'm sure he's made some other, contact times, but I mean, nothing that I can think of at the moment. But that was definitely the one major one that has.
It's really interesting that he reached out through the dryer, because that's actually not an uncommon thing for afterlife, because that represents the circle. It's a spinning cycle, and it takes you from one point back to another. So you're always safe within that, and you're always going to be in that circle with him.
I never thought about it like that.
That's
wow.
awesome.
That's why I get the big bucks.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
See the butt.
And to be fair, it blows a lot of hot air, much like Max. So.
That's awesome.
This is the experience, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome.
Yeah.
10 years.
Right. 10 years, still going strong, even after like a 5-year break. Have you guys experienced something like that where, I mean, the real reason me and Max kind of split for a bit, clearly medical reasons and stuff like that. She had to go, get all, medical stuffed up. But have you guys ever experienced a hiatus?
Sounds weird.
Medical stuffed?
I didn't get medical stuffed up. Thank you very much.
Well, I'm a very technical person, so. But has that happened with you guys? Have you guys gone on a long hiatus or anything like that?
I mean, this past couple of years have been pretty crazy. I have a daughter who has polyprosencephaly, so I have disappeared for months at a time just because, she's dying one time she died and was revived about 9 times in one day. So, yeah, we've gone through that separation, but not out of like, oh, fuck you. More out of like, dude, I gotta like take care of what I gotta take care of, I love Johnny, man. He's my brother. So regardless, even if we just stopped doing something strange, I know and he knows we'd call each other and still write music together, regardless. Just because you find a person that you connect with on a level that reaches to the universe and touches on every muse that is out there in that respect, and the flow is just it just flows. Like we've literally written a full song in the matter of half an hour and then recorded and done everything. And then of course Johnny spends all day the next day cleaning it up and doing whatever. But the bottom line is it's literally that easy. So, and it's a joy. Like, it's not like, even when he's bitching at me to redo, come on, that's not, you're flat. I'm like, that's not flat, man. It's the way I like it. Okay, well, anyway, just do it this way. So it's fun because it is finding that someone like you two probably push each other to overachieve and just get better every time, I imagine.
No,
No,
you know what? I always consider it like we have a very Sunny and Cher thing where, of course, yeah. I'm Cher and, she's Sunny, clearly.
Well, that's just it, though. I mean, you push each other, whether it may not be conventional, but there's still a drive that makes you do this in that respect. That's what I mean. It's that no matter what, you guys push each other to accomplish this show in that respect.
Yes.
And it actually is entertaining because of the way you have your manner with one another, I think. I mean, I'm enjoying hanging in with y'all and just watching y'all do your thing. Even though I keep butting in.
I know, what the hell?
I'll tell you right now, we didn't know what to expect at all. So this is great. True.
Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do, guys. We're going to talk real quick, Tears for Fears. Okay. I know you guys did a cover, and Tears for Fears is one of those strange bands to me, and I'll tell you why. I feel that they don't get enough credit, and they're one of those bands where you're like, oh yeah, Tears for Fears, and then you're like, oh yeah, oh I like that song. Oh yeah, I like that song. And then before you know it, you're like, wait a minute. I like all their stuff, and you just forget about like them in general, and what was it about, or what's your philosophy towards Tears for Fears, and why the song?
I could say something about that real quick. So, because I spent a lot of time with that song, man, and we choose. I mean, we first started by releasing, a remake of "Don't Come Around Here No More," a Tom Petty song, and that was an idea that that my brother said to us, like, dude, I think you guys should do a Tom Petty song. So we started by like, you know what? Nobody really knows who we are. We wrote all these songs, but we probably need to put something out that maybe people are familiar with and they can attach to us, and make it a little easier. Our keyboard player, this guy Richard who plays with us, is the one who brought up Tears for Fears. I think you guys should do this song. And, obviously we all knew the song. We heard the song many times before, but man, breaking that song down, thinking it was going to be the easiest song. And I was like, man, this sounds just too easy, It's
like I can't, this guy sings totally. I was trying to hit some of the notes and I was like, I was hitting them, but I was like, why are we redoing this? And Johnny's like, no, do it deep, do low, go do our register. And I was like, oh, praise God, because I don't want to fucking deal with this shit. My balls are already.
He does sing. He sings fairly low in the track, but then he goes up.
Older brother does.
But I'll tell you, that was not an easy song. That was not an easy song. There has been way easier songs. That gallop beat, playing the parts, for a consistent. And those guys, they were synthesizer guys, but I started to open up and watch videos, which I'm so happy because that song turned me on to learn more about that band and learn more about the musicianship and what those guys had to offer. And they are so talented, talented. And, and what's weird is because I listened to that song and I was like, man, it just seems so easy. And it was not.
Isn't one of them married to Chrissy Hine from The Pretenders?
I don't know if that ever came up when I was maybe.
I think one of them.
Google it.
Oh,
trivia.
Yeah.
But I love the song and got such this nursery rhyme and this revolving thing that happens throughout the whole song that really just, think about that beat. It's the same beat, but for some reason they made that beat wasn't boring. It wasn't like, even though it's so repetitive and it just doesn't stop. It's like a loop.
Yeah, keeping the simplicity of a song it actually is the hardest thing. Because you start writing and you just write a book. Editing is the hardest part because you get attached to these words and you're like, but that's a cool line. And then you just have to say, fuck it. Let's just try it without. And then let's cut back. They keep it simple, stupid. Give it a kiss. Always.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
And the guitar solo on that track, man, like I did everything to recreate the original vibe that he had. And it was like, just what a great player. What a great player. He goes off in the end and it's like he did his own thing. It was not very repetitive. It was definitely just these really cool, emotional things. And I'm not really a solo guitar player, but I hope I did it justice. Again, I've never really wanted to be that thing. I love just playing and having, emotional moments, but not like, look at me, I'm in the limelight, playing. It was never that. I was never that player. I think what Something Strange is, really about are our vocals. Me and Alex singing together. We want to perform that live, and we want people to walk away going, those dudes can sing together.
Also,
Wow.
our live show is, you hear the album and it's, our live show is a little bit heavier. It's like more rock and roll. In all honesty, it's more rock and roll. I mean, we sound like the album, but there's elements, the grittier guitars and the growling basses that are not in the album, so to speak, which I love. I love it because the energy is
more polished. Like the mix is more polished as opposed to the live show. You're going to get the volume on the guitar. You're going to get the volume on the bass. You're, like he's saying, it's a different sound live, which is great because we want people to see our live show. We'll give you the record. We'll give it to you.
Definitely. And do you guys have a website or any socials for people to connect with you?
Yeah, somethingstrangemusic.com. And then, nobody, you're going to find us immediately on social media.
SUM, the sum of all things.
Yep. So it's spelled SUMTHING, Sumthing Strange.
Interesting name of the track. Everybody wants to rule the world. I don't, for one. What about you guys? Do you guys want to rule the world?
No. That job sucks. Could you imagine? Lord have mercy.
I'm working on it.
I
believe it.
We'll happily supplicate to you, Max.
Deal.
Thank you very much.
You're already ruling this world, Max, so you're on to something.
But hey, fun fact on that. Did you guys know, because I figured this out when I was digging down that rabbit hole of Tears for Fears, but they had a version called Everybody Wants to Run the World.
Oh, okay. No, did not know that.
Yeah, but it's a fun fact on that. Now, who knows? I don't know. Maybe we could go in, but we're just going to listen to what Google has to say and the media. But was it a ploy? Did they want more attention on the song? Did the label decide Everybody Wants to Rule the World is too political? Or did they just straight up do it because there was like an Olympic campaign or a runner thing, because they did a whole new video. And in the video, it was all like runners, like in a competition. And yeah, fun fact, go look it up. Everybody Wants to Run the World, and you can hear it in the song. And the song is slightly different, where they have these horns in the chorus, and there's no horns in that in the original track. Everybody Wants to Run the World. They have this really weird horn section, and you can hear it's just like right when it gets to rule, it's just like it was punched in. Run.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very cool. What I find interesting is you guys still have a CD, which is amazing in this day and age. But what made you want to have physical media in the days of streaming and clouds and whatnot?
It's just that souvenir. I mean, literally, it's calling. It's why do people still have business cards? That's really all that is. In that respect, at least if they have a gift like that, they at least. Maybe they'll go listen, maybe they won't, but at least they can see the pretty picture in the front and whatever,
Sweet coaster, on your coffee table.
There you go. It'll work for that, or you can use it as a frisbee with the dog or whatever.
Max, look how cool it is. Do you have the disc?
Very cool.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's very, very cool.
Yeah, Johnny did that artwork, actually.
Very cool. I love a CD. I love a physical copy because it reminds you to pick it up and play it. So often we have files of music and, libraries of music, and you don't think about the songs. But if this is sitting up on my shelf over here and I look at it, I'm going, I want to hear them today. It just reminds you automatically to pick it up and play it, even though I don't actually have a CD player.
Case in point.
It's funny because I hear that very often is that, when we, it's fun to be able to give that CD and say, hey, look, we put a lot of work into this album. We thought of the artwork. We thought of the font on the back of it. We called a company. We had it pressed. We waited for it. We got the box of CDs, the whole experience, and now we're giving it to you for free. We're like, here, we want you to have this. We worked really hard. And it's so crazy because I just had a conversation with somebody the other day. It was like a week ago. And it got brought up that, they had gotten signed and this label, and then they released all their music and it went into all these record stores. And then all of a sudden it just like did nothing. And you know what my question was? Did you ever think about where all those CDs went that were throughout the whole country in all those record stores when those places closed? Where did it all go?
The dumpster.
No way. It went off to some third world country where they still have that media.
Maybe so. You're right. Yeah, that's a possibility.
I know this for somewhat of a fact, okay? And because me and my brother, we like have a huge CD collection, and my brother's collection is like the size of Max's like room, literally that much. And he finally got rid of it because he moved it all to digital. He literally got the CD, transposed it, and ripped it, or whatever the words are. And I was like, okay, so what'd you do with the CDs? He's like, believe it or not, I sold them online, and it literally went to like these third world countries that like don't really have internet or anything. They still use physical media. And he's like, I sold all of them. I'm like, oh my god, that's crazy. I can't part with my stuff because I have to touch it, like, you know what I mean? Like I bought this, so I'm one of those kind of guys where it's like, I have to.
You're a tactile human.
Yeah, I am.
And it's digitized. They were digitizing the CDs.
Yes.
I think the CD thing, that's going to be a rough one. Obviously you see this next generation, the easier things get, the more people just, I feel, don't really care about it enough, right? So like when you put so much work into something, even when you think like me as in production, I think, shit, man, there was a lot of money spent on tape to record on tape. And then now it's like you hear things that have that tape warmth and you're like, wow, I really, really love that. Even like a tube amp and anything like that. It's like, oh, I love that. But it is much easier digitally now, right? I mean, and that's the hardest part, is that you got another generation coming that they don't know any better. It's like they may not even know it. So again, I don't know if CDs are ever going to be like records, because obviously a record is much different. It's much different. I mean, I'm not saying the same amount of work hasn't been put into it, but like you're talking something that is, could have so many different compartments to it, right? A record could open up 3 different ways. It could have, it's huge, it's big. I mean, I get record collections. CD collection is it's definitely out there for me. I grew up with CDs.
Definitely.
It's also interesting to watch people like kids these days, because of the AI algorithms that are out there. When there is some kind of flavor they enjoy, that's all they're bombarded with all the time. Like, that's that. And there's no real opportunity for discovery, so to speak. I mean, unless it's been fed to them by that algorithm that is feeding them.
Or unless they're listening to the Tortious and Hare experience.
That's it.
Or you make a fun TikTok video and it goes viral.
Or that.
You got to see our videos that we make. We have Alex plays a character. Do you want to show him the character?
Oh yeah, Demetrius.
Is Dimitri around?
Hiya, he's here.
No,
and he's always there for you to play some music.
But that's not Dimitri. Where's the wig?
Oh, I don't have the wig. Oh, do I have the wig? I have to put my phone down for a minute and go get it. I'll go get it real quick, you guys. While you play this.
I'll talk about Dimitri for a minute. So,
okay.
What,
do you want me to get the wig right now?
Yeah, get it, man. Get the wig.
Okay, hold on. All right, sit tight, fellas. And
here's the crazy, generation thing, the generational, and we don't want to feel so old. I mean, geez, we have a song called "When We Were Young." I mean, it is definitely touching back, like when you just didn't care. And I wish that, I try to dip back into that young not caring, just like you were talking about wearing the suit shirt, right? Like, hey, just not care and be like, whatever. But, I try to find it with this social media and the TikTok videos because they're so important because it's relevant, right? Like, and one of, our guy, one of the guys part of Sumthing Strange, he really has studied, way more into what TikTok and all these things have to offer. And he always tries to convince me, right? Because I'm like, man, do we really have to put on the clown suit again, right? Do we really have to make like another one of these videos where, we're trying to figure out how it's like, I got to dangle something in front of your face just to listen to our music, right? And it's like, why do I have to trick you? I shouldn't have to trick you.
Because you have to be down to clown. That's why.
That's great. Love that. Down to clown around. And so anyway, he's like, man, I wish you guys would go back to, Dimitri, the character that Alex has created. And so, because we made these videos and it was fun. Alex brings a side out of me that I just normally wouldn't do stuff like that. But, because he's an actor and he lived that lifestyle for a long time, he brings stuff out of me that, again, I definitely see the fun side in it. But this Dimitri character, I mean, it's just so goofy and I get it. I guess, could it go viral? I don't know.
You know what happened to Dimitri? My daughters took all those wigs over to the other house. So that's
well, if you get a chance, go on our social media and you'll find videos of Dimitri. It's hilarious. It's a blonde wig. He has it on backwards. It looks like a receding hairline, like real far back. And, Alex, he speaks fluent German. So go ahead, Alex.
Ja, auf jeden Fall. Wir können das, wenn du möchtest, als Demetrius spielt. Und ich wollte mir sagen, dass der ganze Welt wird Something Strange und Max und das Tortious und das Haugenschell spielen der ganze über. Weißt du, wie ich meine?
I couldn't have said it better myself. Guys, for more information on the band, make sure, log on to the internet. Is it somethingstrangemusic.com?
Yes.
Check them out. There you're going to have all their social medias and follow them on the TikToks. Make sure to go like their videos. And for more information, always log on to entertheshell.com for more fun with the band. Guys, thank you so much for coming on the show. We truly, truly appreciate it. Lastly, the song that we are going to hear is a world premiere. Okay? Yes. Always here. Let's talk a little bit about the song before we leave.
It's essentially the spirit of life and love that is always there, or the terrors that you dream in your sleep that are always there. Essentially, it's that we all have that same feeling we all share, that we know there's something more than what this life shows us physically. Whether you like it or not, everybody goes to sleep and they disappear from their own body. And you go to another place. Whether you dream or nightmare or whatever. Some people say they never dream. Well, that's because they're there already. But I believe that's the essence of it. But also, Michael Caruso worked with us on this too, and he's another anatomy and physiology that is uncharted, I would say. He's an uncharted
definitely soul. A character.
Yeah, he's the character. He's got a rock and roll mullet that'll kick ass on anything.
Well, that's right? What a mullet is. Was it business in the front, party in the back, man? For sure.
A good fact about Michael Caruso, which again goes back to my father. He was like friends with my father, at a young age. And now he's like in his 60s and he's an amazing songwriter. And I tried so hard to get working with him like a year ago or even 2 years ago. And, you know, he doesn't like to leave West Hollywood. I don't know. I mean, so anyway, we finally get him to the studio, and I'm just like so amazed that my dad has somehow brought this together again, you know, that this amazing, you know, he's an amazing writer. I totally wanted to step outside of the box, Alex and I, from what we, you know, not far out of the box, but just lyrically, we wanted to like maybe touch on something different. And, man, it's awesome. We worked really hard together, the three of us, and super excited. It comes the 3rd of November, which is next Friday. It is actually available now, or this Friday. It's available for pre-save. If people are doing that, I don't know. But anyway,
it's called pre-listen. That's the new fun word, the pre-listen. I'm like, how can I pre-listen? I first have to listen in order to pre, you know?
Oh, dude. It's goofy.
So again, go out, check out the band. They have an album out, and all the is even the cover of "Everybody Wants to Rule the World" on there too.
Oh yeah,
it's not on the disc, but it's out.
No.
It's out.
Yeah, we've got tons of other songs out. That's just the only album we've released. But other than that, we've got another. I don't know how many. We got a ton of singles out online.
Well, we released that album, and then we were told like, yo, you guys probably shouldn't have released the whole album. You know, you probably should have released singles. And then we released like 15 singles after that. You know, so you know, you go to our profile on any of the music pages, and you'll find tons of music from Sumthing Strange, including the album that Max is holding. All streaming. It's worldwide.
Hey.
So.
One fun fact, we did get offered to play the World Cup in Qatar. However, they were going to pay us to go and play, but they said there was no rooms to stay in. So you got to figure it out for yourself. And when we found out that, there were literally no rooms to rent. So we were going to have to like sleep on the floor of, actually that could have been kind of fun, Johnny, actually thinking about it.
Oh, another thing to just throw in there, and this is a little pat on your back, Alex. You can pat mine too. We are nominated for Grammys. We're on the Grammys. 2 of our songs 2 years in a row have been on the Grammy ballot. Now, are we gonna get a Grammy? Probably not. I mean,
you never know.
Trying to be negative, but you know, but it's an amazing task to even get there. And we got this guy David Chatfield that we worked with. That, you know, he's part of the Academy, and he gets the songs on, you know, on these subjects. And one of the songs we have that's on there to be voted on is called "Is Our Love War." Now that song is on that album that Max holds, but the version that is actually up.
Oh, it's the Julian Shea.
Yeah, it's done by Julian Shea Taylor. He's an amazing musician from England. I hope he's somewhere from overseas, but he lives here, and he's fantastic. He's probably one of the best remixes that we've ever had on any of our songs. And it just is super cool. I mean, I love it. I mean, this is my personal opinion. What he did just really made it kind of like a video game-ish, really driving bass on that track. And that track was like kind of a softer ballad song, "Is Our Love War."
Yeah.
But now he's put it in such a cool, controversial,
it was more, the message was the Ukraine war, really. That was kind of like his
it's clear enough that it gets voted on. I mean, we really hope so.
All right, so we have tons of Grammy people listening, so make sure to go vote for that. Max, you get the last say.
Another quick thing. My dear friend, Charlotte Gibson, is on this record.
Oh, yeah.
What?
I have so much huge love. She is a big friend of the show as well for Turtle and I, and we love Charlotte. As you know, I've sung with Charlotte. We've done gigs together, and I adore her.
I slept on Charlotte's floor.
And on that note, guys, go check out Sumthing Strange, SumThingStrangeMusic.com. Go check them out. We are now going to leave with the song Always Here. Here it is, right here on the Tortoise and Hare Experience. Thanks, guys.
Love you.